Let's just jump into it.
All right, let's just jump into it.
All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Lakers Therapy for Sunday, May 14th. My name is Paul, and with me is David.
What's up?
Today, we're going to talk about that amazing Game 6 win over the Dubs. The Lakers are moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Final score, Lakers 122, Warriors 101 in LA. Lakers still undefeated at home, which is nice. We had huge games from the role players, Austin, D'Lo, Dennis. Also a huge game from LeBron, of course, and AD. And also we got to talk about the Warriors a little bit and maybe some Nuggets talk too.
Yep.
Let's start off with that game. Man, I think a lot of players stepped up, but I think I kind of want to start with LeBron. I think he kind of smelled blood in the water and he really wanted to finish this game out. You could see how determined he was. We haven't seen LeBron disengaged in a while. I don't know, and he had legs. I don't know what you saw from that game, David.
I mean, he was a killer this game, and I have a feeling that we can thank Jermichael Green for that.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, Jermichael. Yeah, he was all over the place. He was really engaged on defense.
Yeah, he I think we as Laker fans, we know don't poke the bear, right? Like we know this from the Kobe and Shaq days. Kobe got it.
Yeah.
People would talk on him. Shaq got it all the time. People would, talk on him too.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just don't poke the bear, and if not, you're gonna learn a lesson. And Dylan Brooks learned a lesson. And I think Jermichael Green, did he even play?
No. Wait, maybe garbage minutes. I think garbage minutes.
Maybe garbage minutes don't count.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Man, he came out. So before the game, we didn't know if Wiggins was gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Wiggins, it was reported that he had like a rib injury.
Yeah, like shoulder or something. Yeah.
I think it was ribs, but he was just not feeling good, and he was gonna say like, I'm gonna man up and I'm gonna play this semifinal Game 6. LeBron just went at him ruthlessly.
Ruthless.
Kind of mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
LeBron, calm down. The guy's hurt.
I mean, if he's on the court, you got to go at him, right? And it was just straight bully ball. I mean, even if he was full health already, Wiggins is undersized compared to LeBron, right? So, and LeBron was attacking his body every time, like in the paint. And the help wasn't coming for Wiggins quick enough on most plays. That's why LeBron was able just to shove his way in. And on top of that, I think I saw a breakdown of Wiggins' play. He had a lot of defensive lapses against LeBron. Like he was playing LeBron with too much space. And that just gives him enough room just to go downhill on him. So, which LeBron downhill is just dangerous at any time. So if you give him that, he's going to score on you every time.
LeBron finished with 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 8 for 11 free throws, 2 for 3 from three-point range. He was kind of epic, to be honest. I think it was a vintage LeBron, bubble LeBron. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I'm just gonna say this out there. Like this wasn't on the agenda, but the Lakers are playing the best they've looked all season. Like, right? I don't even know what to expect anymore. I'm like, okay, this is the team we're going to show up with today. And LeBron had the energy, and I was like, oh, crap, today is a closeout game.
Yeah. They kept saying it at the end of our regular season, and I guess the beginning of the playoffs. They're like, oh, the Lakers are peaking at the right time. I'm like, they're still peaking. They're still going, like, getting better. Every game they play, their chemistry's getting better. They're getting more practices under their belt. Like they're getting better. They're still peaking, and other teams should be scared.
That first play from LeBron, he was on Wiggins. I think you probably remember this one. Like he was just backing him down, and then he goes for like that, like just kind of just cuts around him and throws in a layup. It was so nice. You can tell right away LeBron was going to be engaged. But the question was going to be, how desperate are the Warriors and how much do they have left in the tank? Because I was still scared. I was like, this could go back to Game 7 in the Chase Center. I didn't feel good about it, but it was clear that the momentum was completely in our favor, and they just couldn't knock down shots though. Dennis inserted into the starting lineup. Darvin Ham, another big adjustment.
Crazy.
We threw some slander on his name, and I take it all back. Darvin, you're a genius. Dennis came up huge because he was just it was from the beginning. Steph, who we kind of know is already tired, had to chase him around, and they all were kind of still keying in on Wiggins and Steph to make them work. Wiggins for different reasons, but Steph, we just needed to get him like tired early, I think, and I think Dennis helped a lot to attack, and also he was just like glued to him. It was crazy. He was just running around screens. Dennis is good for that. He has endless energy.
Yeah, and I think I saw another play highlight where I think it was after Dennis got ejected, and it was a catch and shoot situation. Ball went to Clay. LeBron had to make a decision between Clay and Steph. He just waved off Clay and just went to the ballless Steph. Just like, let Clay shoot. I just need to guard one guy in this court. That's it.
Yeah. But I think also Anthony Davis had 17 points, 20 rebounds. I mean, another 20 rebound game, but not a huge stat night for Anthony Davis, but he was still like, he doesn't come out on the stats. It's just how
his defense,
how he patrols the paint, how he just like, he's in everyone's head. Everyone who goes to the paint is going to be like thinking about him. And there was some real poor layups that were missed by the Warriors, where they were like open layups, or should have been like some easy buckets, and they missed it. And I think the Anthony Davis had a part in that for sure.
Yeah, like if you take out Anthony Davis out of the game, right? And Looney would probably be the best rebounder on the court for for most teams on either team, right? So they're really used to him being able to clean the glass for any of their misses, and they shoot pretty efficiently. So the few number of misses they have, he can grab those boards and give them another shot. But if you just wipe that away, just all the second chance balls, their scoring got reduced dramatically. So he did a great job.
I mean, you say that if you take Anthony Davis off the floor, it's a completely different game, right? Yeah. They can just go to the paint. We have this is a problem we got to talk about for later, but we have no backup big that can really protect the rim. We got some energy guys, but we don't have any rim protectors really.
Yeah.
So that's going to be key for the next series. But Anthony Davis just dominated. That's like, this is my spot. You got to go through me or over me, and no one could do that. LeBron and Davis ended with like 21 rebounds total. So it's nice to see the rebounds kind of going back up. They were calling them pretty fairly early on, and then there was some weird fouls, but then also I think that most of it was good officiating
from our perspective. I still hear Warriors fans be like, "Oh, these refs are calling everything in their favor. The fix is in." You know,
I think there were some definite plays where I think there were some weird like ghost fouls, and I think I recommend you watch the B-ball breakdown video of this game, because they kind of talked about that a little bit, but they the Warriors I think the Warriors are, well, for one, they give up the most fouls in a game in the regular season. They were the number one in giving up fouls. The Lakers are the number one free throw shooting team. So I think it was gonna end here anyways. I think it was gonna be like, is it like, can the Warriors also get some fouls? But the Lakers are the least foul. They fouled the least.
Yeah. So
I think it was kind of all kind of working against them. But I think also like the Warriors fans, you guys aren't going to the paint very much, And when you do, it's not you're not going hard again to the paint. It's really finesse playing. There's not like any bully. There's no like any physical, attack or push on the rim.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's always like a float at the top of the key, or like an elbow off the glass layup or something. It's never anything in the paint.
I see I see that too on Twitter, but I think it ends up right the way it ended should have been. But also the Warriors can't just rely on the officiating. They missed a ton of shots.
Right.
They were like, I was like, is this the same Warriors team that was playing in game 5 and game 2? Because they look different out there. So
yeah, I think I saw a stat that Clay didn't score more than 10 points in the last 4 games. If the Warriors made at least half of those open threes that they all missed, they would have been right in this game.
Oh yeah.
They
had, I mean, we have to see what happens in the next series, but I think part of it was that we were playing good defense.
Yeah.
But then also they just they weren't knocking down shots, and I think they looked gassed.
It was like
the end of it.
It was a perfect storm against them. They weren't getting fouls, you weren't making their shots, or nothing in the paint, and no rebounds. They weren't going to win this game.
We'll talk about the Warriors more, but we got to talk about these role guys. We talked a little bit about Dennis. D'Lo had 19 points. I think he came in. He it's kind of quiet the way that he comes in. He puts in buckets. I didn't realize he had 19 points, but all of them were important buckets. When he came in, it was like, okay, that's pushes the lead up, or they're on a run and we stop it. I think he comes in like those kind of critical moments and makes something. And he just seems like unfazed. He seems very comfortable out there.
Yeah.
Where I think other players from the Warriors look like they were rushing it, or they were like really desperate. I think D'Lo is just. He looks like he's got headphones on and he doesn't care what's going on in this game.
He's just hooping. Yeah.
Unless he's on a streak, and then in that case he's kind of unleashing and going crazy and doing ice in my veins and rooting for the crowd and all that stuff.
Or when he's like hawking his sports drink brand.
Oh yes, yeah, I forgot what it's called, but if you're watching those post game interviews, he's always trying to get that up on the podium, and they don't know.
Hey, I'll hawk it in this pod too if they want to sponsor us.
Yes, let's go.
Austin Reeves had a huge game.
Austin freaking Reeves.
Oh,
this is what we needed.
That 54-footer. Oh my god.
Yes. That was like the cherry on top,
right?
Because before that he was lighting it up already. He was already starting to feel like, okay. Yeah. I think something interesting was happening because I felt like everyone was tired. Everyone was gassed on both teams.
Yeah.
It's game 6. They already know each other. So I think there's players like Austin and D'Lo and Dennis who are starting to feel more comfortable, because in the beginning of the series they were giving Clay and Steph a lot of respect. And I think by this point they were like, well, you're just a guy and you're also tired, so I'm just going to attack you, and what happens. And Dennis was just going out at them, and he was knocking down shots. He looked comfortable, and then that 54-footer was just insane.
Sweet.
I was about to turn away from the screen. I was just not even like, okay, yeah, whatever. But
yeah, same. I mean, it's the end of the quarter. I'm like setting up. I'm gonna go get a drink or whatever. And I was like, my jaw just dropped. And it was clean too. It wasn't even like a.
No, I think it went in clean. Austin had some big moments, and he was attacking Steph. The behind the back crossover on Steph.
Where he was cooking, like he was like going in hezzy, like behind the back, left, right, and he just went in. That was so good. And
then the foul, and I could see Steph just like he couldn't believe it. Austin kind of had everything going for him, but I think also he didn't force anything. Let the game come to him.
Yeah,
I think overall, like the Lakers felt very comfortable tonight. And I think that's credit to Darvin, credit to LeBron, and the leaders there.
Darvin has balls of steel for running 3 guards in like a game 6 situation.
I think if any time there was a case where this would work, it's probably tonight.
Yeah,
and maybe he foresaw this. He is like, we're going to be playing against the Warriors. I don't know. Anyways, they played so much this season of the 3-guard lineup that I think they actually they know what to run.
Yeah. I mean, it helps. It helps that you have 3 guards who aren't small. You know, D'Lo's not small.
Dennis is small though. Dennis is small.
How like what, 6'3"?
Let's see. Oh, he's 6'1". I mean, he's not the
6'1".
small. He's not the smallest.
Okay.
He's not that, but he's definitely not tall.
But you know, he makes it up in tenacity. Like he'll guard a bigger guy as well as a 6'4", 6'5" guy. And then the other two, you have LeBron and AD who can guard 1 through 5 too. You know, so that really helps the defense.
Dennis did not have much going offensively, but he was doing it all from the defense. He only ended up with 3 points, but 5 assists, and it doesn't show up in the box score, but he was just like glue, like I said, on Steph and made him work a lot. And then also getting on Draymond's nerves.
It says a lot when Dennis gets ejected and Darvin thanks him for his tenacity. Like that's how you set the tone. That's how you're supposed to play. And it says a lot about the mentality that he's trying to impart on them. Like you need to push that line in order to get the defense that we need.
Dennis, okay, great tenacity, but what the hell was that? That last technical foul where I was like going nuts because that was such a dumb moment to do that.
It was dumb.
But he was completely fired up, and like you said, like he was the tenacity, but I think it got the best of him a little bit. He really wanted to show off to Draymond. Like I think they were kind of like, I don't know, going at it like on the schoolyard or something.
Yeah. I think when you get these guys, when you unlock these guys' competitive side, you have to take it for the good and the bad. You can't tell them to go 100% no matter what. But in this moment, you have to turn it off. I think
regardless, it was he's our Steph defender. Nothing happened out of it, but still, like I hate that happened because the conversation changed. We were so up, we were doing so well, and then all of a sudden, like, what? Like this happened out of nowhere, and it wasn't necessary.
I was upset that it wasn't a double technical both interactions with Draymond, and they both weren't ejected. But I wasn't mad about it since we're gonna win the game anyways.
Yeah, and I think that Dennis, if any of our players, I think he is probably the biggest like embellisher. He was kind of flopping a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. Dennis is a smart player. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get under their skin. Like if it's a flop, then he's telling them like, stop pushing me, because if you push me, I'll flop. You know, it'll work too.
I don't want to see that anymore, Dennis. Let's just keep it clean, and then just no more double technicals. Technicals in the game. That's just dumb. Yeah. He was locked in to the point where he was in a fugue. He was like, "Who are you? What is you? Do you know where you are?" Yeah,
it's just me and Draymond.
Yeah, after the match, Dennis, saying Western Conference Finals, and then he said, "Shout out to Draymond, competitor," and then Draymond tweeted him back, and he said, "Great game, go finish it off," or something like that.
Yeah, go finish the job.
And I think if we're gonna talk about any flopping, you have to talk about like Draymond gets away with a lot of just yelling in refs' faces. And no one else can do that. Like I'm literally like, if you did that to me, like anywhere in like a parking lot, I would be like, I don't know. That's dangerous.
I'm just imagining you out in the world right now, just giving technicals to people. Nope, technical.
Flagrant. That's a flagrant. Yeah. Don't make this a reel, please.
This is totally becoming a reel.
Lonnie Walker, just change the subject real fast. Lonnie Walker, 13 points. He comes in for Dennis. He saves us. He's just, I'm like, I was nervous. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Lonnie just comes in and is like, oh, my turn? I'll go at Steph. And just start scoring on Steph.
Dude, he's a microwave. Straight up. Like he's instant heat. That's 2 games in a row where you, bam, instant 3. Like who does that? Nobody does that.
He only had 14 minutes, but he ends up with 13 points.
That's efficient as fuck.
And 3 for 5 from 3, and 4 free throws made 2. Yeah, but he ended up with 5 fouls.
Yeah,
My goodness, Lonnie.
it was really bad.
14 minutes, 5 fouls.
He was really composed on offense. He looked like so lost on defense. Like,
Okay, there was a couple moments that I think were special in this game, and that was the one was Austin, his like half court shot basically, and then also the LeBron dime to Rui.
ooh, that was so clean.
That magic scoop, no look scoop to Rui, and then Rui dunks it home. That was just
The
that
play
was
was
just
good.
over.
The play was good.
Um,
Not gonna lie.
there was one other play that, I mean, this was not at the level of that, but it was the LeBron lob to Anthony Davis, which was sweet.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a pretty sweet game 6, and it was the Warriors of all teams. Like, I'm glad it's over. To be honest,
Yeah, I know, right?
I was very stressed out every game. Did you see that Steph Curry gifted Lonnie Walker a signed jersey?
No way. I didn't see that.
Check it out. I think Lonnie posted on his Instagram after the game.
Respect.
Steph Curry signs a jersey, gives it to Lonnie. It says on the jersey, I have it right here on my phone. To Lonnie, keep building, all love, and then it's signed Steph Curry. But then in small letters on the 3, it says, "We'll never forgive you for Game 4."
Respect.
It is such a good moment. I'm so happy for Lonnie, and he's gonna probably have that forever.
Yeah.
That's from a Hall of Famer for sure. That's gonna be that's huge. All right, I think I said in the beginning, Lakers undefeated at home. Still, like, it's so nice. It's so nice to just feel like we got home court and we feel comfortable at home, and we got the crowd going behind us, and I think those are the games that we absolutely need to win.
Yeah.
I would love to be there.
We'll announce the game for free for you. Yeah.
We could do it.
We'll take over for Van Gundy. No problem.
Are you seeing anything different from the team when they're at home than versus when they're away?
Yeah, there's a different swagger in the way they move about the court, especially the young guys. I think they're all just very confident at home, which they should be, because Staples gets loud.
Staples is loud. I'm watching
loud.
like other teams, other series. Either it's just not loud, or the audience or the mics aren't picking it up. But it seems really loud at Staples.
I mean, it's partly why other teams don't like Lakers fans, but Lakers fans can be like super loud and obnoxious. As long as they're not like hurling insults at the other team or anything, Especially in Staples, the way it is, the fans are almost like on top of the court. Like, they're just looking down and just raining and screaming everything. They rightly should feel confident playing at home.
We have the number 1 defense, and I think we showed that off this series. I don't know where to find the playoff specific stats, but I would assume that we're still number 1 defense, and we're about to go in against the Nuggets. So
yeah. The fact that this is such a different team, and it felt like we've gone through like 3 different seasons already in this one season, and that's how the 2020 season felt, right? Like, there's such a roller coaster, and just the fact that we're in the Western Conference Finals, like with the team that started the year 2-10 with Russell Westbrook in the starting lineup, right? Like, look where that team is now. Like, we beat out everybody, and we, even at the end of the season and the play-in, we were like doom and gloom, or at least for me, I felt like it was doom and gloom when we couldn't make the 6th seed. But look, that might have actually ended up for the best. I just want to take a moment so that we can appreciate the journey that we've been on.
I mean, I'm not going to call out any names, but people were trying to blow it up mid-season.
No, that was me. That was me. I'll call myself out. In my defense, trade deadline was approaching. Who could have predicted? What Pelinka had in mind?
You need to trust our Lord and Savior, Rob Pelinka. He delivered us.
In Rob we trust. I'm sorry I doubted you, Rob. I'm so sorry.
A lot of apologies this season for all of our team. Yeah. Not just from you, but for me and from others. We gotta. Yeah.
I should have known better. This is the man who crafted a championship team with JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, and J.R. Smith. I should have known better.
We do have to talk about the Warriors. Is it end of an era? I don't know, but they looked, I don't know, they look exhausted. I think one thing, I'm not sure who said this first, but I have this in my head. But if you're going for a back-to-back titles, it's hard for the team to be as motivated the second year.
Yeah.
I think they also had like a rough end to the season. They had a rough year. I don't know what to expect, but there are a lot of decisions to be made. But I think Steph is still at an elite level. He's still awesome. I think this was a terrible matchup for them, but also like, what are they going to do to help support him? Because I don't think they have a lot of cap space.
I listened to some ESPN analysts who cover the Warriors, and yeah, this is the doom and gloom offseason for them. They're walking away from all these like contract gambles without a ring. On top of that, a young player that they extended, like massively extended, in Jordan Poole, who underperformed when they needed him. Who knows? Maybe Draymond will opt out. Maybe another team will give him an offer that he can't refuse, and he tries his his luck out somewhere else. Like, imagine if he was on the Heat, if they could afford him, or Boston. Imagine if Boston had a veteran Draymond out there directing everyone. The team would be awesome.
I would be interested to see what happens here. They need to build around. I think Steph is still, of course, the number one guy. But then there's what's Clay's contract situation?
He has one more year left on his contract, and I think he's a free agent after this year. I think most likely they're just gonna let this. If they can't come to an agreement, then they're just gonna let this year ride out and let him try to negotiate, the following season. And it might be Clay's bet on himself. He's Klay fucking Thompson, dude. Like,
yeah.
If they choose not to give him a max contract or extension, then he could ball out this next season and just get a fat contract again from them. So yeah.
But they need to get some size. This team needs to get some size.
Yeah,
they're going up against AD. They're going up against, and who was in the Kings?
Sabonis.
Who was the Kings center? Sabonis. Ayton, Jokic. These are big, dominant, big men and they don't have a lot of size to take them on. It's Draymond and no one else. They're gonna have to upgrade that at some point.
And it's interesting to see, because pre-2020, I felt like the blueprint of the NBA was like shooters. Get shooters out there and a rebounder, the Warriors model, and it's all you need, right? And you have a championship winning team. Pelinka kind of stumbled upon the new formula, right? Have a versatile big that can shoot a bit but locks the paint off and gets rebounds. I feel like it's the new winning formula for the NBA, is this model.
Well, Wembanyama is going to come in, and it's totally going to tide's totally going to shift.
I mean,
Wembanyama comes in.
Let's see what happens when he gets in. I don't know. Like these projections, these kids come in with like such hype, but look at fucking Zion. He's out on his couch eating Cheetos.
Hey, just like me.
He's just like us.
But I don't know. Wembanyama looks special, but I won't. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. We'll see
who drafts him.
Yeah.
It's also going to depend on who drafts him, because if he goes to like Detroit, good luck, dude.
Good luck. Did you hear that bit about Detroit and Austin Reeves?
No.
The Pistons were going to draft Austin Reeves in the second round, but when they called him to like express their interest, he turned him down because the Lakers expressed their interest in signing him to a two-way. So he's like, no, I'd rather take a maybe two-way from the Lakers. And the Lakers couldn't give it to him right away. They're like, you got to play out through summer league and training camp, and then we'll see. So then he took the bet with the Lakers, which is insane.
Him and Lonnie, just guys that bet on themselves.
Right.
And I love that. And I love our coaching staff for trusting these guys and working with them. Austin's a great story. He's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of playing against ex-Lakers all throughout the league because we did such a good job drafting them and we let them all go. And I think every single game we play against an ex-Laker.
We got a ring, and let's see if we can get another one before it's all said and done. But
Yeah.
I think it was worth it because how are those teams doing? Julius Randle was struggling in New York.
He was.
Ingram has looked great, but the New Orleans Pelicans can't win a series, or they're just underperforming, and Zion can't stay healthy. I want to shout out to two guys. Gary Payton, like I said, played well.
Great game.
I really liked him. He's former Laker also. He was on the Lakers for a bit.
Yeah.
And Dante DiVincenzo, he had the most points yesterday, or on Friday, and he had a really nice game. We're going up against new matchup, Western Conference Finals against the Nuggets, number 1 team in the West. We were the number 7 team. It's hard to. I don't even care to look at like the matchups from this year because it doesn't matter. It's not relevant with the team so different. But I don't know what to think of this matchup because I think the teams have matured since we last played them in the finals a few years ago.
Yep.
What do you think overall about this matchup?
This is a real test for us because we're going up against a formidable big man against AD. And it's not even like power on power. It's not even the same type of big man. Jokic is if you combine AD and LeBron into a person, right? He facilitates on the inside. He makes the right play. And AD is going to have to really bring it just for us to stay in this one.
I do feel that is going to be a test for AD, but I think it's not as much with AD. It's going to be with the other guys because once AD locks up Jokic, he's not going to be able to stop him from passing, and that's where it gets scary.
Yeah,
it's when there's a guy rolling and then Jokic does like a behind the back or like a crazy like no look pass, and get some guy a clean easy bucket. Like it's gonna be AD away from the rim, and then Jokic kind of directing the traffic and then getting them to positions to do something. So
yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be a good matchup. Man, I was just looking on the stats and the game against the Nuggets. Which game was this? I'm not sure which one. I think it was game 5 or game 4 rather. Mm-hmm. Jokic put up fucking 53 points. Jesus. It won't be like that. I don't.
It better not be. It better.
I mean, Jokic is going to put up numbers. He's still going to get 30. I think be scared. Don't underestimate Jokic because he is a beast. He's almost averaging a triple double.
Yeah, he's a monster. So, yeah, for sure.
He is insane, and he can put up 53 against a smaller team probably, but I think AD's going to have to limit him. But I think it's not so much him; it's about the way he controls the team and all that stuff. But Jamal Murray, we got to talk about him. He gets him a nerve sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
He is a little bit cocky, but he is definitely like a rhythm guy. Him and D'Lo went at it a few years back.
They did.
When D'Lo was when the games didn't matter, right? It was back in the day when they were both young and stupid. And I remember there was one matchup. I don't know why I remember this so much, but Jamal Murray was lighting us up, and then D'Lo hits a 3, and then he does the like the bow and arrow celebration that Jamal Murray does. Yeah, and then he did it back to him. And then I remember I'm really curious to see how those two guys go up against each other. This will be interesting, but I mean, Jamal's on another level right now. He's amazing.
Yeah,
and it's gonna take a lot to stop him too.
What is gonna hurt for me to see is KCP out there against us. That's gonna hurt if he scores on us. I'm like, come on, bro, what happened?
KCP is like Dennis in terms of tenacity, in terms of like playing hard-nosed defense. Mm-hmm. And then making crazy shots. Like he can get hot and just make a bunch of, put up a bunch of numbers.
Yeah. I know KCP is going to make some shots, and I know it's going to hurt because KCP is good about making the big time threes.
Who would you rather put KCP or Austin on KCP, or would you put Austin on Jamal? Because I was thinking Austin on Jamal Murray and D'Lo on KCP.
Well, I would put Austin on whoever's taller. I would assume KCP because I remember KCP guarding like 2s and 3s. So I would put Austin on KCP and Dennis on Jamal. And I feel like with the way Jamal Murray is and the way Dennis is, I feel like Dennis could get under his skin, right? I think just psychologically, it would be a bigger impact on those two. KCP is gonna like he's the champion. He's gonna play his game.
It's gonna be it is going to be a physical series. I think a little bit more physical, definitely than the Warriors series. But it's like they got some big guys on their team, so I'm looking forward to it. I think we're gonna get a couple big Rui nights out of here because he can actually match up against this team. He had a terrible matchup against the Warriors.
Yeah.
I would like to see if I'm hoping that Mo Bamba can come back in, even if just like to put in a few minutes, because Wenyan isn't like the biggest guy, and he's not going to be able to do anything against Jokic.
Yeah,
even when Mo Bamba's out there just to collect fouls.
I mean, when we played against them in the bubble, that was Dwight Howard for us, you know.
Yeah.
So we just needed a big dude in there just to like get in his way, not even like put his hands out, just stand there, just be big in front of him.
Yeah. But we have no one like that. Mo Bamba is too skinny.
Yeah.
I think the only guy that can maybe do it is maybe Tristan Thompson. Is this the time when he comes in to like just muddy things up and maybe that's his role here?
That's the only reason I see for having him, right? Like they got him specifically for this matchup.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I think it's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be maybe a 7-game series, maybe a 6-game series. It's not going to be an easy one for either team. Both teams are so good, but our game one is at in Denver in the altitude. I think the good thing is that they get in their favor is they got an extra day to prepare on for us, seeing how we're doing. But hey, guess what, Denver? We don't even know what we got yet. We're still figuring things out yet.
We're such a wild card when it comes to
such
teams.
A wild card. It's so weird. Is this a new strategy? Is this a new like Pelinka created strategy? Is like we're gonna come in so different that you're not gonna know how to game plan for us, and we're gonna catch you by surprise every time.
Like we can't game plan for ourselves. How are you supposed to do it?
I know. I'm excited to see this. I'm hoping for. I mean, we're gonna get, no matter what, we're gonna get some big AD, like opportunities. He's gonna have to shine. Either it's gonna go really bad, which I don't think is gonna happen, or he's gonna get some more respect. Because I think Jokic is considered like the best big guy, 2-time MVP. The last time they matched up in the Western Conference Finals, I think that was before Jokic's MVPs.
Yes.
But it's also AD. He hasn't gotten all the accolades, but he's also matured a lot over the last few years. And now he's been playing center all season. Whereas that bubble year, he played power forward, and Dwight Howard or JaVale were playing the center spot. So
Denver's coming in with a chip on their shoulder. They're going to feel like they should have won that series and won that championship. So they're going to come in fired up. And it's going to take everything we have to beat them. You know, it's not, this is it's going to be the furthest thing from a cakewalk. So I'm a little scared. I'm excited, but I'm a little scared about how this series is going to shake out. My prediction for this series is 7. I think it's going to go to 7, where we were able to squeak out some wins against the Grizzlies and the Warriors. I don't think we will be able to squeak out those wins.
I think that it could go 2 directions. I feel confident about the Lakers against the Nuggets. I don't see us losing this series, but I that's my thought. It's probably homerism there, but I do think that we have a good balanced squad, and I don't think that they have lined up against a good balanced squad in the playoffs yet. They beat the Timberwolves. They beat the Suns. The Suns are like depleted. They have no team. It's just 2 guys out there. And the Timberwolves are, I think, just they're not playoff caliber contender. So they're gonna go up against us, and both teams are gonna punch each other in the face for
Seriously. This is gonna be
probably
that
6 games. I think it's gonna be a 6-game series again.
I mean, that's Rahi's prediction too, is 6 games in our favor. But I'm a little more pessimistic about how we're gonna do. Hey, if we make it in 4, 5, 6, I'll be fucking happy. I'll eat my words. But I feel like this is gonna be an ugly series on both sides.
So part of it, I haven't paid attention to the other. I've been paying so much attention to the Lakers. I haven't given enough attention to the other series. But I do think that the Lakers have a good momentum. I would feel great if I was Austin or D'Lo or Dennis and be like, I just had to guard Hall of Fame player Steph Curry for 6 games. I had to guard Klay Thompson. I had to guard John Morant. I had to guard even what's the other dude on the Grizzlies that was playing really well? Desmond Bane. I would feel great about this matchup for the guards against Jamal Murray. Not that he's not going to light us up because he is great, but
they're ready for it.
I think maybe this is now they prepared a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're matched up. I feel evenly. We have strong guards. They have strong guards. We have reliable big man. They do too. So this is gonna be a great series to watch.
I'm actually really interested to see the coaching decisions. Darvin Ham has put in some good adjustments. He's getting my benefit of the doubt now against the Nuggets coach, who has also been there for a while and has been great for their team. But Darvin Ham, he just seems to have
the juice.
He seems to have the juice, and the team really loves him. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, should we wrap it there?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, that does it for today's show. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more Lakers content. Peace.